Hey everybody, welcome back. Steve Basic Architect here from the Build Show Network, live from the shower. I know, why are we in the shower today? Well, of course, we're going to talk about LVL studs. Well, what's an LVL stud, Steve? Well, instead of it just being your standard stud cut from a tree, these are actually made up in the same way that plywood is made up. So why would we want to use those here, and why do we only use those in certain locations? Because you can see here in the closet, we just use standard studs, but it switches to those LVL studs in the shower. So the reason for that is that your standard studs, well, they get cut from trees out on tree farms, forests and such. Trees might not be old growth lumber. There might be tree farms. That wood has a tendency to want to move a little bit. And if you're putting drywall on it, it can handle a little bit of movement. But if we're in a shower and we have large format tile, you might consider moving to something that's a little more dimensionally consistent and dimensionally stable. And when I say dimensionally consistent, I'm gonna grab a tool. Yep, I'm dangerous with tools. And we throw that up and you can see it is literally the perfect wall, right? And it's because of the consistent dimension that these things get manufactured rather than just cut. And then that allows for consistent dimensions around the shower, and it allows us to put large format tile on there without it being wavy. The tile guy doesn't get aggravated. Yeah, it's a few extra bucks, but in the end, it saves that work in the end, and it allows everybody that's coming after us to do the perfect job, right? You can see here, they're available in thicker dimensions. We have the 2x4 on the back side, but we have 2x6 here because we have our radon pipe and some plumbing that had to run up here that exceeded that 3.5 dimension. So we had to bump up to the 2x6 LVL studs here. And then on this side of the house here, we're just going to take a little walk over here. You can see that this whole wall here is framed in the same thing, and we're no longer in the shower. Now, the reason you're doing it here is this is where the kitchen is going to go, and we're going to have that tile backsplash. You want to be able to set the cabinets. You don't want them rocking on the wall. You want a nice tight fit. So again, we're looking for that dimensionally stable environment that we can put things on, like cabinets, push countertops up, and not have the wall moving away from our countertop, or putting our tile on there and having it wavy. Again, everybody that's going to follow after us is looking for that perfect substrate to do their work. So let's jump back to the studio. We'll talk about LVL studs a little more in detail. I'll see you there.
All right, everybody. So hopefully you enjoyed that trip out to the job site. Green Logic Builders doing an excellent job, and got to see some pretty neat stuff today. Those engineered studs, mini LVLs. So they are dead on, straight, and consistent. And it's really interesting because the builder took me down the wall a couple rooms over. We looked at a stud that was installed, I don't know, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I failed to take a picture of it. But man, if you put a string on the bottom plate and top plate, the middle of that stud was probably bowed a good 3/8 of an inch. Like you walked by it and said, what is that? And it definitely had to be dealt with. So, yeah, Green Logic Builders doing a great job. LVL studs looking good out there. Place is shaping up. So, got my good friend Big Red. Got the floor plan here. Take a look at a few things here. And let's have some fun. All right, everybody. So grab the floor plan out of the set of drawings just so you can see where we're at and where we were talking about using those engineered studs. You can see the overall floor plan here. Garage, mudroom, second bath, entry, kitchen, dining nook, great room. That's basically half of the house. This side of the house, we have bedroom 1, or the owner's suite, walk-in closet, bathroom. Bathroom has both shower and tub. Tub is actually located in the shower. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then the second bedroom. Homeowner's going to use it primarily as a den. He's a single veteran living in this house, so that's going to be his office space. And then, of course, stairs down to a nice big room downstairs with a walkout. So anyways, that's the floor plan. I know we're probably at 1,200 square feet upstairs and another 4 or 5 downstairs of conditioned space. So the walls we talked about out there were down along this wall, down along that wall, and across here. And remember, these walls were 2x4. This wall was a 2x6. We had a radon vent here running up. Plus we had some plumbing in that wall. One thing I wanted to point out, notice that there was a tub deck here. So the tub deck is such that you walk in, this is the shower space and the floor, but the floor of the shower space is in front of that tub, and it's all inside this frameless glass enclosure there. It's a really great way to get a tub into the bathroom, keep the bathroom in small square footage, because you're basically doubling the duty of the square footage of the shower as the access point for the tub. In a lot of bathrooms, those are two separate entities, which makes you basically create a whole nother space this size to get that tub in there. So it really saves us. But you can see, you know, this being U-shaped, this using a large format tile there, that we really want to have these walls straight. That one banana stud that I talked about was on the corner here. I mean, it was like that. It was absolutely crazy how bad it was bent. The other area that we talked about when we were out there was this exterior wall there and down this side. And the reason for that is that's where all the kitchen cabinets go. And of course, you're going to have the, you have the floor, the cabinet, and then you have some backsplash, and then the upper cabinets. Well, I've been in a lot of houses that when these things bend, these upper cabinets want to rock on the wall. So you end up having to shim them, or it's bad news. You really want that wall to be dead straight. And if you want it to be dead straight, then, you know, you've got the backsplash there that you can tile and have a nice wall to accept it. And also the base cabinet there, and having this as a nice straight form-fitting countertop. I've been in so many houses that I go in and people claim that they do everything just right, and you go in there and you'll see a countertop will be nice and tight there, and then over here there'll be a 1/4 inch gap off the wall. Or when you take a quick peek under the cabinets, you'll see that, in a nice long run of cabinetry like this, it might be tight in this corner, but you get over here and the cabinets are 1/4 inch off the wall. You start to question, well, what's going on here? But Green Logic Builders, kudos to them. They stepped up their game. And, the thing of note here is note that we didn't necessarily have to frame the whole house in that. If you're in a bedroom wall here and there's a little bit of movement in that wall, you're really not going to pick it up. People are going to put pictures and TV on the wall and stuff that are going to break down the scale of that wall. So you're never really going to pick it up. And you're never really going to stand here and, look down the plane of those walls. But you do see it when other things get introduced, like that large format tile or cabinetry or backsplash tile. So you really want to, be selective, because they aren't, it's not a 1-for-1 trade-off. The standard 2x4, 2x6 versus an engineered 2x4, 2x6. They are increase in cost, but I've seen a lot of tile guys and cabinet guys that just, struggle literally when the job could really be easy if we made the right decisions from the beginning. And, one of my favorite lines, right? We're putting this bathroom and this kitchen in a position for success, right? And that's really what it's all about. The general contractor and framers here are taking care of the tile guys and the finish guys and cabinetry guys. I mean, the general contractor is basically taking care of himself because he watches over all of these guys and ultimately responsible for everything. But when you put things in a position for success, typically they succeed. So, again, kudos to Green Logic Builders, and, give those engineered studs a try. All right. There you have it. Engineered stud framing. 2x4s, 2x6s. Straightening those walls out. Getting rid of what we call bananas. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you're looking for more, Build Show Network. Literally hundreds and hundreds of videos there, all for free. Check them out. Great information. All of my colleagues there are turning out some really good stuff. So, check it out. If you're looking more for me, you can find me on Instagram, Steve Basic Architect, posting stuff nearly daily. So you can check that out, putting up some relevant information as it comes across my desk. And lastly, we have the Unbuild It podcast. It's where I join up with good friends Jake Bruton and Peter Yost, and we talk about everything building, from our favorite books on building, if you can believe it, to having guests on the show and just talking about building science and our years of experience out there in the field doing this stuff. So go check it out. But that's a wrap for this week. So until next time, long live our buildings.